Hey guys, and welcome back to your Urban Warriors YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking all things macros.
Yes.
So babe, tell us, what are macros?
Well, macros are the nutrients our body uses as calories. So it's the energy we use throughout the day. And what we don't use, it's stored in our muscle and our fat cells. Now, macronutrients are broken down into three types: our protein, our fats, and our carbs. The value of 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, and 1 gram of carbohydrate is 4 calories. Now, when we work out your macros, I will give you a brief rundown because it will sound complicated, but believe us, it's not that complicated. We get your age, your height, and your weight, and your activity level, and we put that into an app. And from there, we get a number for your calories, and then we use another formula to work out your macros. Now, what's really important here is we need to know where you're currently at. So what we do is that we like to get a 7-day food diary of where you're at, because then we can work out your calories.
And so like if your goal is fat loss, for example, you will be at a calorie deficit. But what we actually find sometimes is that some people are already at a 50% deficit. Now you only start off with maybe a 15 to 20 and maximum 25% deficit. That's as much as what you would probably go. So you can imagine that you're not going to, if you're already at a 50% deficit, chances are you could be binging already. So you might do a great week and then binge for 3 days, whatever that might be. We often find that that's the case because it hasn't been sustainable and you haven't been getting the results simply because you've been under eating for so long. So what we like to do is gradually build that back up to at least a deficit, let alone going up to any baseline. But what we also have found too is some people don't even realize that they're also overeating. So they're eating way beyond what their goals are. So it's really important that we talk about it first. And I think what we wanted to touch on is that if you're not even prepared to write a 7-day diary, I'm telling you right now, and it is a bit of tough love, but you're not bloody ready. It means you're not committed and you're not actually really ready to make changes, because to make changes, this needs to be addressed. And we're not saying that you have to track in an app all the time. I know that can be really overwhelming for some people, but you need to write at least a 7-day plan down so we can either give you a food plan, and I have a few issues with food plans because I personally think it will make you feel like you're restrictive.
Yes.
So you probably won't follow it long term. I think it's really important to find out what works for you. So we'll continue to talk about this, but that's the first step. If you're not prepared to write down at least a full 7 days, and I'm talking what time you're eating, what food it is, how much of that food it is, not just 5 different types of foods that you're eating for the day, actual whole amounts.
And how you're feeling.
And how you're feeling, because that is so incredibly important.
Yeah.
How you're feeling and how foods are affecting you can completely change your results. And I can speak totally firsthand from that because I've been through it before.
Yes.
So, it's really, really important that you take control, because once you've taken control of this part, you'll have control long term.
Yes.
And you won't be roller coastering through fad diets and weight, like losing 10 kilos, gaining 16. This we see all the time because people are not taking complete control and sticking to living a balanced lifestyle long term.
Yeah. So the thing is, this can seem totally overwhelming in the beginning, and this is why getting coaching really, really helps. You just need some guidance, and you don't have to overthink it. That's what the coach does. So we think that that's really important as well. I think you made a really good point earlier today when we were chatting, is about, like some people will have things like a meal of rice, broccoli, and
pumpkin, carrots, and some chicken, which is a healthy meal, right?
Yes.
But 2 hours later, you could be feeling like absolute shit and so bloated, and you'll have a headache. Now, that could mean that you're not breaking down chicken as a type of protein, or you're not breaking down the folic acid that's in broccoli. It could be that your body just does not respond well to carrots. Or that particular rice isn't for you. It's honestly a formulation of just process and experience and understanding how foods make you feel. It's never an attack at you. It's never to make you feel like shit. what some people often think is all the things that they're sacrificing and missing out on by doing this process, or by just tracking their food or writing down what they're eating without actually thinking of the reality. This is like an educational process. So this is investing in you so you can feel better and you can get great results. And this could be a long-term sustainable lifestyle, so you don't have so you can basically intuitively eat. That's the end goal, right? You want to be able to know foods, how they make you feel, and to know that you can have those sometimes foods. Like, you don't have to eat clean all the time. Like, we are big fans of the 80-20 rule. Life is for living, but if you keep restricting yourself, and I like to see it as stop restricting yourself and start loving yourself, because this is a form of self-love, and it's a form of taking control. So I get very passionate about it because I know that it can be done, and I know that with the right support you can get there. It's just about changing the mindset, because we know mindset is key.
It's everything. On that note, if you need some help with your macros, please reach out and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And if you've got any other questions, make sure you comment below so we can cover them in the next video.